Hot collar in the building with a fresh haircut, doing the Melbourne shuffle. We can't see his legs,
Um,
so we don't know if I'm lying or not. What's good?
I'm good. I'm having a good time. I'm stoked to be here, man. Did you get a new haircut as well?
Yeah, we're in the haircut club
We're in
now.
the
Look at
haircut
this.
time. That's sick. Good on us. We're fucking taking care of our lives. Um,
Thank you.
but yeah, I'm
Your
stoked.
haircut looks fresh.
My girlfriend did it. She's a legend.
Right on. My girlfriend did this.
Yeah, nice.
She did the nice shave and got it all clean. But she's gonna be my girlfriend only for one more day
Really?
because
You guys are
tomorrow
engaged,
we're
right?
getting married.
Holy shit. How do you have time for
Yeah,
this?
holy shit. I know. Pretty insane. So the last stream went a little over 30 minutes. This one I'm gonna kind of hard cut at 30 minutes just because I got to get ready for a wedding that I'm doing tomorrow.
Mate,
So,
that's
but
crazy.
I'm
Hey, it's
thrilled to
quite
have
soon.
you here. I know it's probably like noon in Australia right now.
Yeah, it's 12. It's 12 noon.
So this is our first time meeting, talking face to face.
Yeah.
It's good to see you and hear your voice. I know sometimes it could be kind of, I don't know what the word is. I'm just going to use weird when we like first meet someone because at least in the mid-tempo scene, a lot of us are friends like on Twitter and online. There was this party thrown in LA a few months back, Space Yacht, and like all of us kind of like met each other. It was a pretty
I
fun
know.
experience.
I felt
But
so like on the other side of the
oh
world.
yeah,
I've never been more aware of being on an island. You guys were just all there together at Space Yacht, and I was seeing everyone there, and I was just like, fuck, I've gotta get over there and just hug you all.
do you have a do you have a visa?
Nah, man. Nah, not yet.
Not
I
yet.
think that's gonna be a while away, maybe. I gotta keep working. We'll see how it goes. But it's definitely like in the to-do list.
Right on. So those are some nice panels, right? I see in the background. Are you in your studio?
Yeah. I'd move the camera, but it's actually like balancing on a pack of lighters. And it's very like if I move it, it's all gonna break. But yeah,
All good, man. I'm balancing on a little like lamppost, so we're in the same boat.
yeah, I saw in your last stream you were like dancing hardcore. And did you
Oh yeah, I
break
was doing the
something?
industrial dance and I knocked my phone over.
You broke something though.
Yeah, I did, but
I heard something
we
break.
something did break, but luckily it wasn't anything important.
Good.
So the
Yeah.
topic I have for us, oh,
Uh-huh.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, it's the time thing. It's all good. You didn't cut me off.
Okay, so the topic I have for today, it's very loose. We can kind of go wherever, but just what were your thoughts on where mid-tempo is going right now? Last stream, me and Weasley talked about mid-tempo, like is it dead or alive? We both agreed that it is certainly alive, not dead. But as
Uh,
Weasley put it, the head-turning aspect was kind of gone, but it's now in its like phase where it's going to grow. So, where do you see mid tempo going next? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't see it going anywhere other than just always being there and just getting bigger and bigger. For me, like, how do you even define mid-tempo? I feel like if it's not dubstep and it's not like electro or house, then it's mid-tempo, which is basically every genre other than that. Like, I mean, every BPM genre. I mean, where does mid-tempo start and end? Is it like 110 BPM and then if it's 111 BPM, it's not mid-tempo anymore? I just,
That
I'm
is a
stoked about
really
it. I think
good
it's
point.
freedom. Yeah, like, I mean, I was speaking to a producer the other day, actually Hawks, who I collaborated with, and he's been doing lots of trap, future bass, and like dubstep kind of stuff. And he was saying, I want to do mid-tempo. I want to, and I was like, I don't know if that's actually I don't know if you're changing anything. You're not actually changing your branding or changing your music. What you're just saying is, I don't want to make 150 BPM anymore. I want to make something else. And I think like for me, 160 BPM, that can be like drum and bass, but it can be mid-tempo if you just cut the time in half. 170,
Yeah.
180, 190, or whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it 85, 100 BPM, 200 BPM. It's like if it's not house or dubstep or trap, then it's mid-tempo. I think it's just a way of saying I'm just doing something different. I'm doing whatever I want to make.
That's a really interesting, nuanced perspective. I guess at that point, it did hurt. I've always defined a mid tempo as like more. I mean, it is like a BPM like number, but what I also feel like it's like bass music in a way. It's like a style of bass music, but I think what's going to happen based off of what you said, maybe mid tempo will like stop being the genre for like kind of like what we're doing, and like actual like names will develop. I feel like something similar happened with like dubstep, like back in like the day when dubstep was first coming around. Like anything that was like 140 halftime was dubstep. But now like
Yeah,
we have like rhythm, we have like freeform bass, we have all these like genres, and like to the uninitiated, they're all just dubstep. And I myself will call like peekaboo like dubstep, but I'm sure like the fans of his will be like, no, it's wook bass or like whatever it is. So maybe we'll
yeah,
see like more specific genre names, and um, ideally what I want to see is like a party that like just books mostly like mid tempo style music. How do you feel about like genre specific parties like Lost Lands and stuff like that? Do you think that would be cool for like mid tempo artists?
well, yeah, I mean, as long as like you weren't banned from playing like specific genres that weren't mid-tempo as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, not you gotta. For me, like when I've played, like I've only played a few gigs as Hot Caller, and when I've played, I want to play every genre. And I usually will plan my sets out that like I want to start in 100 BPM and work my way through to like more house speed, but not house music, like just electro, and then push that through to like some dubstep and some trap music, and then push it up faster. And because once you hit 200 BPM, that's 100 BPM again. You can kind of always just be getting faster and faster and faster, like throughout your set. And I think that's like a really good energy. And I think for me, like a lot of people say, oh, like you make mid tempo, or like, oh, it's so sick that you're making mid tempo. And I agree. Like I love mid tempo. There's so many mid tempo artists that I just fucking and so inspiring. And but for me, it's important. Like every genre is important, and it's really hard. I just find it very hard to draw the line, you know. So I'd be stoked to play at a mid tempo festival. That'd be like I'd love to see that because there's so many artists making mid tempo that need spotlight on them because they are making some crazy stuff, and it's not what you've heard before. But as long as they're allowed to play some dubstep or some trap or whatever else they want to play, then I think it's all good.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that like you can't ban certain styles. I just think it'd be cool because like back in like 2000, I
Yeah,
feel like mid tempo is kind of like that now. It's like you will hear in the side room, unless like some big people back then it would be like Skrillex and like Excision and like Datsik before he fell to the dark side, and like those type of people. Whereas like now you have like Lost Lands, there's like huge festivals that's just like full of bass music, and you have like mid tempo people playing there like 1788L and Res, like the really
yeah,
big boys and big girls. But I don't really. I guess until there's like artists that are like lots of artists that are as big as them, we probably won't get a festival. But I'm just hoping that that's going to happen. I guess what I'm trying to say is like I want there to be like less side room mid tempo, more like main room stuff.
yeah,
I think that
100%.
would be pretty cool.
I think
And
it's
I
it's oh, well, go.
no, keep going. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say like what you're saying, like less. I think a lot of mid-tempo, like if DJs like stick to mid-tempo in their sets, though, I think it can be they. I think you've still got to change the speed up a bit, like, and that's where I keep on going back to like, oh, well, when is it mid-tempo and when is it not mid-tempo? Like, if you're playing a mid-tempo set and you get past 110 ppm, is it no longer mid-tempo or
I guess I mean it. I guess I would still call it mid tempo. Basically, stuff that's like not house and not dubstep. I guess that's kind of like what
yeah,
excites me is the stuff that's not dubstep and the stuff that's like not house.
yeah,
And I I feel like there are artists that like kind of specialize in that style. And as far as BPM ranges go, I usually do like 85 to 110. And I feel like what kind of determines the mid-tempo vibe, it's like dancey bass music. Whereas like when you get too slow, it becomes more headbanger music. Like I feel
yeah,
like below 85, it'll start being more excuse me, more like headbangery, where you're just going like rather than like going like I made sure not to knock the phone over this time.
yeah. I think I remember you were saying before like when you were talking to Weasley, you were saying that like mid-tempo, well, you're vibing it more than some other genres because you feel like there's like room in between the beats to like to dance or to feel that.
Yeah.
And I get that.
It's
I
like
get that a lot. I mean, the easiest way to put it for me though is like when I was just like discovering the world outside of like house music and dubstep, and that there were these other genres. You know, there was 100 BPM, and there was 190 and 110, and it could be hard. Like I gotta say, like, your song "Transmissions" was one of the first songs I heard, and I was like, "What is this genre?" And when
really?
I first, yeah, first, like that was a
Oh shit.
instrumental. Yeah, no, dude, like I'm stoked. Like that was an instrumental song, like for me, understanding mid-tempo, because and it kind of catches it perfectly what I'm trying to get at. Because when I heard it, I had no idea what speed it was. It, I wasn't even thinking about speed. I just heard it, and I was just like, oh, that fucking drop. That is a big drop. And for me, it's just so funny for you to say like, oh, because like in the mid tempo, there's like time between the beats, and you can feel the groove, and it's like easy to dance to. When I heard transmissions, I don't want to like upset maybe if that was like your angle, but I just heard like a pure headbanger. um, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to like break the mid tempo vibes, but I'm all about the headbang as well. And I heard
Well,
that.
I
I hear that in mid tempo all the time.
if you want to headbang to any of my tracks, you are at, and not just you, anybody. I just want to like at the end of the day, I want people to like let loose and feel what they need to feel. If they need to feel happy, then feel happy. If they need to feel angry, then they feel angry. That's so cool that that kind of unlocked that doorway. I'm flattered
There are
because
a
you're
couple of
a
songs.
really talented producer.
Oh, mate, there's like for me there was a couple of really instrumental like producers and songs, and I really took them to heart. Like even if you don't hear it in my music, like I know I hear it, like your
Like
tracks
who?
and
Who are these producers? Like what
um
was some of your favorite tracks and like that like got you
okay,
super
like
hyped?
probably oh Swarm, Breathe. Um I
That track is
that
super sick.
that is a headbanger. Like, and I know
Yeah,
he
that's a
comes from
headbanger
like a
for sure.
metal, he comes like a metal background as well. I was really vibing like a lot of the tracks from like the No Etiquette Boys, um, 1788L. Like, obviously, like you don't even need to mention that because like everyone who likes mid tempo will like be into at least one of his tracks. But when they were going up, I was just like, whoa, this guy is doing headbanger in a way that I've never heard before. Um, and also like this is like way back now, but like even like Fuck My Nose Up by Hades, when I heard that, I was just getting such like it's an electro track, you know, but it's also falls in that mid tempo. kind of category, and it's a banger. It's a headbanger. It's like a rock and roll song, you know. And this is like not so. I couldn't say this song like inspired me because it's like it kind of came out more recently, but actually like
Bro,
yeah,
they're using like a rhythm style beat with like
yeah.
electro bass lines, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like you stop when I hear those songs, like I kind of stop hearing the tempo, you know, like because you can't call that song a dubstep track, but or a trap track or or they're mid-tempo DJs, and so I just feel like mid-tempo is now just getting used for like anything that's just like slightly off the center beat and track,
Ah,
and
yes.
I think that's pretty cool. Like I like that a
It is
lot.
pretty cool. It's just like how back in the day, like everything was techno, and then when Skrillex came out, anything that sounded heavy was dubstep, and now anything that's kind of in that weird tempo is mid-tempo. But what I've been calling those type of tracks that like go under 85 or 80, I've just been like labeling them industrial bass because they usually have like an industrial like sound, or if they're a little bit more happy, I mean not necessarily happy, but like not super dark, like the
Yeah,
stuff 1788 L does, I just call like electro bass rather than like electro house, which is more like Wolfgang Gardner. Well, that's like more like classic electro house, but like you know what I mean? 'Cause there's like it's like there's
yeah.
electro, and then like when you slow it down like enough, and this is what I was saying with like the beats resonating. Like when you like here's a kick drum, here's a kick drum. When it's like slower, you have like more sonic vibration space, and it's like bass music, if that makes sense. Sorry if that
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
weird.
No, no, no. I'm really into like let's get deep, let's get nerdy, let's get into the sonic frequencies between kicks. That shit's important, man.
Um, how long have you been producing?
Um, ages, long, long time. I started producing terrible, terrible music when I was like still in school. And that was a
Same.
long time ago. Like I'm like, you know, when I was like 15, I don't even know, I can't even remember what the program was called. I think I might have been like using like Audacity or something. I can't remember. Um, but it was a rough development period for me. But then when I left school, I did audio engineering because I was just really into like all audio stuff. And then I produced like a lot of house and electro music for a long time. Um, and then I kind of just like I still like everything I made, but I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. I started to feel like there's more to music than like sticking to a BPM. And I'd set so much of like what I was doing before. I was so set in my ways, like everything's going to be 128 BPM or maximum 132 BPM. I got so stuck in it, and so I made an EP, it was really housey and like dancey and electro.
That's a hot
And
caller.
no, hot collar, like that's why, yeah, Vengeance, Pretense knows. Pretense, what up, man? Um, yeah, I was doing Vengeance. Vengeance was my other like name, I suppose. I was an angry little kid, and it was cool. I liked it a lot, and I made this EP. I hadn't done anything for a little bit, and I was like putting all my effort and all my thought into this EP, and I made it, and I sat down and I listened to it with my girlfriend, Helen. She's a hero because she literally hears everything I make on repeat. Like we live together and she cannot escape the noise sometimes. And I don't know how she puts up with it. Like, you know, it's like when you're producing and it's just like the same loop of music, the same one
Oh yeah,
second loop on
mine
loud.
can be kind of tedious and annoying.
Yeah, she
Definitely know what that.
well yeah. I sat down and I was like showing her and we played through it. And she was like, hey, like, do you really like this? And I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of don't like it at all. And I just deleted it. I just didn't release it. I was just like, this is a dead end for me. Like everything I did, great. It was cool. It was fun. And then I was over it. And it was a bit upsetting. I walked out of my room and went outside and just like sat there and was like, what the hell am I doing? I've just like put all this effort into a 4-track EP that now I don't even want to share with anyone or put out.
Ah,
And then I came back into my studio like an hour later and sat down and started, I was like, I'm just going to write something. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just wrote something. I just wrote what I was feeling. And I was probably pretty depressed and pretty gutted. And I wrote a track and I was like, what the fuck? How did I make this song? Like, I was hearing it and I was like, this isn't me. Like, this is someone else. Like, someone else made this track. And it was like 116 BPM. And I just went in there with like no idea what I was going to do. And I made it and I loved it. And I was like, I cannot release this as Vengeance. It's not the same. It's just a completely different shift of personality and everything. And so,
the birth of Hot Collar.
yeah, yeah. Well, Hot Collar actually is it's a sad story, man. It was my favorite noodle shop just down the road. Uh,
Um,
Hot Collar Noodles. Um, and like they were like a minute away from me, and I was addicted to their vegetarian fried noodles, and
that
I
sounds
just like
dank.
they were amazing. I used to call them up so
Oh,
much. They'd be like, "Hello, Hot Collar." I'd be like, "Ah." So then when I was trying to think of a name, I sat down and Hot Collar was the first thing that came up. Hey, Young Butter. That's my mate Brian. He knows about Hot Collar. He's from the area.
what's good,
Um,
young butter?
and he's a sick producer actually. You got to check out his tracks.
All right,
I'm
I'll check them
biased
out.
though. Cognitive bias. Actually, everyone's a sick producer. What am I saying? Shout out to everyone. I just saw a few people, but it's hard to like keep track of everyone. Pretense, my
Shout out to
God.
everyone. Yeah,
And who was there? Weasley. I think I saw you before. Quaxon. Oh, Quaxon. That
Clacton's.
fucking track I made with him. That was legendary. He's a champion. And anyone else who I haven't seen, just like put 100 exclamation marks until I see you, and then tell you how good you are because you're a fucking legend. I'm sure. Um, but hey, yeah. So the first name that came to my head was Hot Collar. And then I was just like joking with my girlfriend Helen. I was like, Hot Collar. No, I can't do that. And we came up with so many other names and so many ideas and brandings. And it was like a week, 2 weeks. It was forever. And then I was like, I'm just gonna go in Hot Collar. Like, this is ridiculous. Like Hot Collar was the first thing that came to my head. So I launched Hot Collar. And then like the day I launched Hot Collar Noodles closed down for good. There's no more Hot
Damn,
Collar.
you stole their
Yeah,
soul.
I know. It was
Fuck.
like it was like a really bad omen. Like, but it's turned out to be okay. Um, they've been replaced with some other restaurant now, and I can't even look at them. I don't want to know. Um,
Damn.
but yeah, so that's Hot Collar. That's why it's Hot Collar. Um, and I'm stoked. I'm loving it. And ever since then, I sit down to produce something, and I don't know what the BPM is. I'll just write it, and then whatever is in my head, whatever BPM that was, that's what's coming out. It happens to have
That
been a
is a
lot of
really
mid-tempo stuff.
good. I think that's a really like cool artistic like that's like music. Like you're writing music. Like when rock producers, I mean rock musicians, they make songs. They don't really think about the tempo. Like they're just like fiddling with their guitar and like someone sings like, oh yeah, I can sing to this, and
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
figure out the tempo like later.
Yeah,
So that's really cool. That brings a lot of like musicality. I know there's a lot of producers that are just like technical producers, but it's really cool when you hear the music. And I feel like in your music, like I hear the musicality. I really fuck with the track
thanks, man.
uh Burn. I think it's called Burn.
I burn with autodidact.
I Burn. Yeah, that one is super sick. I love the Pursuit remix. I think you made Pursuit sound better than Christoffelsine, in my opinion. Um,
Oh, that's a bit more. I don't know. I don't know if I can take
I
that.
mean,
Thank you. I mean,
well,
Jackson, like Jackson Quaxon. I gotta say Quaxon or Jackson. Sorry, Jackson, the secret's out. Quaxon, fuck. We were chatting and I can't remember whose idea it was to do Pursuit. I think it was his. I think it might have been his.
Mm.
And he was like, "Yo, let's link up. Let's do this collab." And I was like 100% because I've been really liking his stuff. And he was another one of the producers that when I was just starting out Hot Caller, I was just stalking SoundCloud. I was just like existing in the shadow in, and it was people like Quaxton. It was you. It was Hades. It was Whipped Cream. It was 78L. It was No Etiquette. It was Swarm. All you guys, and I mean, there's so many other people. I'm not even touching the surface of everyone. Um, and I just wanted to be in that community. And then when Quaxton hit me up, I was like, holy shit! Like this is I've done some work and I made some music and now I guess I'm in this zone. And he was like, let's do this collab, and um, I was like, yeah, great. And then literally like 12 hours later, he is a gun at producing. He sent me like this fully realized idea and remix of the track, and it was mental. And then I've never produced something so quickly because it was just such a sick idea. So I got to give a lot of props to him for that one as well. But we had a lot
Dude,
of fun.
shout out to the Mad Duck Quackson.
And I love,
He has
I mean, the
he's
Claxon,
broken the loudness meter several times on SoundCloud. I think he has like
yeah,
probably one of the loudest tracks on SoundCloud. I
yeah, he
forget the
was like,
product is. I think that's what it's called. I opened that track up in like a frequency spectrum analyzer on not Tractor. What is it called? Record Box, and it's like all white, like white and purple, which basically means it's loud as fuck.
yeah, no, he sent me the track, and I was like, holy shit, this is wild. So yeah, and I mean, there's so many producers that I just want to produce with and collab with. I want to put up. We go do a track, you and me, one time, and I am like, I'm up to it now in collabs, which I'm just absolutely stoked about, but also like freaking out that I've got all these people I'm working with now, and I want to do them all, like. But there's only so much time in a day. But I mean, I mean, right now I'm doing a track that's actually going to be coming out really soon with Lucille Croft, and that's going to be like a
Nice.
rock and roll inspired banger. It's going to be a remix. Got to keep it secret though until it comes out. But I mean, that's just one. I mean, I've nearly finished a collab with Hazer, with Nexi, Second Degree. He's a local guy who sent me this sick idea for a track. I've got like stuff started with Static Starlight. I don't know if you've heard of him. Who's the Killer? Animals? All these people, and I'm so excited because I haven't put out anything for so long, but I've been working on so much, and I'm just dying to get it out there now.
I
That's
know
where
how
I'm
that
at. So
feels. I've been
I'll
working
be
on lots of
releasing them
tracks
soon.
and haven't really put out anything. Although I
Oh, but
did,
you put a track 2 days ago, yeah?
I mean, I did a flip. That's like the first time I put something out since my last track. Um, yeah, the flip of Future Doom Rights. I don't know if you know who Future Doom is, and I don't think many people know who that artist is, but they were like
Yeah,
one of my
I
favorite.
hadn't heard. Oh shit, yeah, I'm doing one with Young Butter as well. Fuck.
Oh
I'm
shit.
I'm not even coping. There's gonna be so many. I need to go through my projects and read. Like I have so many that are just banking up. But yeah, I had not heard of the guys you flipped. I hadn't heard that before, but I like your flip.
They're
I
like
only
a
heard it
really
this
sort of
morning.
eclectic artist that released on Osla, and they're super mysterious and hella weird, and like really hackery and kind of occulty. I just thought it'd be a fun flip to do. Rather like sometimes I'll do like flips that I think are gonna be like hype that people like know about. Like I was actually thinking of doing a Pursuit remix,
Do it.
but I'm kind of I feel like you and Claxon killed it so hard. But like I'm gonna stay away from that and just like work on
No,
some other flips ideas I
you
got.
can't hold
Dude,
back,
you
man. There's
killed it. You
no.
you really did. Have you heard it like other DJs play it? Because I heard Whipped Cream drop that track when I went and saw her in
I know.
1788L in San Francisco, and it was so fire. It sounded better than like other tracks like next to it. Because like the when there's like the main drop section will have like it goes like bump, but like it doesn't do the full like sustain. So there's like a little bit of silence. So it just sounds like someone's taking like a sledgehammer with sharks on it, like that's on fire, just like hitting you in the face, and then just like stopping it, and then doing it again, and you're just like, fuck, this is so. I don't know how else to describe it. It's so
I
good.
I'm
Um,
so I'm over the moon. Like when I saw the video of her playing it, and same when I saw her playing the Slayer remix, like it just it's this super weird feeling because I mean Slayer not so much because some tracks I produce like I will do everything, the production, the mixing, the mastering, and sometimes I get this guy, I mean you probably heard him, producer Subhuman. He's a god in the studio and he's mastered a few of my tracks as well, and he mastered, so like I do the mix and do my own kind of master, but then he'll kind of take that and do another master. He did that for the Slayer one, and so it wasn't so much of a big deal when I heard. I mean, it was. I fucking melted. But when Whipped Cream played the Quaxon and my collab, that was one that I'd mastered here, just in my studio at home, and suddenly I was just like, oh shit, this is real. This isn't a joke anymore. Like this is like I don't know, like it's like you're exposed. You're like, oh crap, that's like a lot of people hearing everything that you've done really, 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 really loud. And
and dancing
you're
to it, they were getting
yeah, and it's
down.
a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling, and it was probably it was actually like really good for my mixing confidence. Like I'm always like, oh shit, I haven't mixed this well enough. I haven't mixed this well enough. You know, you're always beating yourself up on your mixes. And then when I heard her play that, I was like, okay, all right, cool. I need to shut up and just keep working because clearly I can mix. So yeah, it was a real good confidence booster. And it's just freak on, you know. One day I hope I can play a set like that, you know, to all those people. I always have like a hard style kick, really, really, really quiet, like barely even making it over the synth, just hitting out the double time to make the song feel faster. And that's like so secretly
Interesting.
I'm kind of working with hardstyle already because it's with the slower tempos, it's all about the, you know, the implied double time. And so like in
Yeah.
Slayer, in my Here's Johnny remix, in my some of my new remixes coming out, in I think even in the Quaxon one, um, I've got a hardstyle kick, just really, really, really quietly in tune with the song, just really quietly in the background. You can barely even hear it, and you wouldn't even hear it, but if you turn it off, you lose something. Um,
Interesting.
and I mean, so I'm already working with the hardstyle kicks. Obviously that's a far cry from Little Texas. I don't even know what planet he's on. Um, but you said dream, so that's a dream
That
because it probably doesn't make any sense.
that is really interesting. I envision that being like the first drop would be like mid tempo, and then like the second drop unexpected double time 100 BPM, boom 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 boom, and everyone's doing the Hawkings have happened.
Yeah.
Um, that like let's make it happen. A hot collar collab with Little Texas would be crazy. Some people probably wouldn't be down. Other people would be fucking down. That would be crazy because it's new and fresh. And Little Texas was actually at the space yacht like mid tempo party, like introducing himself. So he clearly has an interest, I think, in like our scene
I
because
think we can just adopt him because, you know, he's not dubstep, man, he's not house. Let's just take him in. That's what I'm saying. Like mid tempo is just
yeah.
the genre the BPM rejects of EDM.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
and soon there'll be enough of us that, you know, that it will just be that'll be EDM, I reckon. That's the secret takeover plan.
The secret takeover plan.
Yeah.
Yo, buddy, I hate to cut this conversation off because I'm having lots and lots of fun, but I do got to get ready for my big day tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
totally
gonna
understandable.
end the getting social with Hot Collar right now. But for those of you guys in the comments right now that joined us, thank you so much. Let me know when like who else you want to see on these getting socials with social kids. Anything you want to say, let us know. Check out Hot Collar's tracks. He's sick as fuck. His Pursuit remix is dank. It will make you dance if you want to.
If you want it.
Bless you, good sir. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a
Thank you
great
for having me,
day
man.
and eat some dank noodles. Everyone in the comments, peace out. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Thank you. See you, mate.
See ya, mate. See ya, mate.